Good afternoon, everybody. This is Matt Grimmer here. Uh, and I believe I fixed the problem with the audio here. I just had to switch um, audio settings here. So that's cool. So now that you guys can hear me, you guys are able to hear me when I do the videos for Star Trek Fleet Command. So that's kind of cool. Before we begin today's episode of many episodes of Sacred Sundays, tonight is the second and final night of Harvest Crusade with Pastor Greg Laurie. I was there last night. Before going home, I went there. Uh, First of all, it's later than it usually is. It's usually in August, and they postponed it for some reason. Excuse me, for November. And so yesterday, last night, they had, um, besides Greg, I'm not sure they had. I don't think they have Levi Lusko hosting it anymore. Or he may be busy with his church or books that he's writing. Anyway, usually it's Jonathan, Greg's son, Greg Laurie's son, Jonathan, who is hosting the events nowadays. And so last night the music started with Newsboys, um, Michael Tate, Duncan Phillips on the drums, and whoever's on the keyboards. I don't know his name, but it's cool. Um, haven't changed much, but they've been around. Michael Tate's been around since the days of uh, his um, working with Toby Mac and DC Talk from back in the 90s. So it's good that Michael's still around. Um, and then they had David Crowder. David Crowder did a newer song called Run. I think it's called Run, Devil Run, something like that. It's a cool song. And then he did the one of the invitation song, "Come as You Are," I believe is the song that he did. He did another one. I don't know it probably. I think David Crowder did 3 songs too. Tonight will be Phil Wickham and somebody else. Jeremy Camp, I believe it's will be there tonight. No Chris Tomlin this year. Um, but I did go there last night. Unfortunately I was sitting on the far. I was near what's known as Trout Farm, which is section 101. I was in 102, 103 area. Actually a little farther than that, but I was pretty far away from the stage, looking at the side of the stage. The what would be if you're facing if you're facing the spectators, you are on stage left, which is near the third base, third base area. I don't know who's on. I don't know who's on third base. Uh, so tonight is night number 2 of the Harvest Crusade. I plan on going there. It doors open in 2 hours, so I believe I'll be able to get these readings done before then. So just want to give a shout out. Also, besides the music, which was cool, they had Jonathan Rumi from The Chosen. He plays Jesus in The Chosen, and now he's in a new movie coming out next year, this coming February, called Jesus Revolution. It's basically Chuck Smith, very young Greg Laurie, and Lonnie Frisbee, who's going to be played by uh, Jonathan, Kelsey Grammer from Frasier fame. He was there last night, and he's playing the role of Pastor Chuck Smith, founder of Calvary Chapel. And I think Is it Jay? Is it Jay Courtney that's playing young Greg? I think it is. So that would be a cool film to watch. Also, there's next month there is a documentary done on Johnny Cash, uh, in theaters only, but I think you can view it on third-party sites, maybe. Hopefully. And then what else is going on? Jesus Revolution, Johnny Cash, documentary. There's another documentary. Well, maybe not documentary. I know there's a book by Greg Laurie about Steve McQueen, and I finished a book by Greg Laurie also, about Billy Graham. So that's pretty cool. So that's what went on last night, Saturday night. So here we go. Let's get to the readings real quick. We are in Genesis still. We're going to be in chapter 16 today, and we will be beginning Deuteronomy today, the final book of Moses. We will start that today once we get through Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. You know what? I don't think I need to do Exodus today yet. I'll double check that on my phone. Okay, here we go. Number 16, chapter 16 of Genesis. Now, Sarah, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had a handmaiden, an Egyptian whose name was Hagar. Sarai said unto Abram, Behold, now the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarah. Sarah, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. He went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. Was despised. Hagar despised Sarah, or Sarah despised Hagar? Verse 4, chapter 16, verse 4. Side. Despise. Oh, cross-reference not until Proverbs. Okay. Despise her mistress was despised in her eyes. So I guess Hagar was pretty upset with Sarah. That's probably what it's saying. Verse 5, Sarai said unto Abram, My wrong be upon thee. Should be my sin be upon me, I think. Verse 5, the wrong done to me be. Okay. My wrong be upon me. My sin be, it should be sin. My sin be upon me. I have given my maid unto thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judged between me and thee. Abram said unto Sarah, Behold, thy maid, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. So it looked like Sarai was mistreating Hagar. Forcing labor, could be excessive discipline, excessive beatings. I'm guessing. It doesn't specifically say what's going on, but it made Hagar pretty much run away. Verse 7. The angel of the Lord, and this angel in verse 7. Let's go to the commentary here, down here. This angel, it could be Jesus, or it could be Gabriel or Michael. But there's no There's no other word, and the angel here is not capitalized. So I'm guessing a bunch of other references. I think I don't think it's Jesus. It could be Jesus. I don't think it is. Otherwise, it would say it would have a capital A. Actually, that's that's Old King James. Let me look on another site, another version. I don't want to get up right now. But Genesis 16. Well, I'm not going to show you. Don't have to see this. Excuse me. Allergies. NIV. NIV, let's see. Is the angel capitalized in the NIV? I think it is. It could be. No, it's not. It is not capitalized in the NIV. How about the New King James Version? In the New King James Version, the angel is capitalized. So the New King James translators are thinking that it is Jesus, pre-incarnate Jesus. That's a possibility. Not proven, but it is a possibility that the angel is possibly Jesus. Possibly. Okay, verse 7, the angel of the Lord found her, Hagar, by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to Shur. Shur. Let's see, there's another cross reference there. In verse 7 as well. No. No. There is, but not in Genesis. And no name of a country is substituted. Okay, verse 18. He said, Hagar, the angel said, Hagar, Sarah's maid, whence camest thou? And whither wilt thou go? She said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. The angel of the Lord said unto her, Return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that shall not be numbered for multitude. The angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. He will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. She called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Thou God, seest me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called Beer Lahai Roi. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Berat. Hagar bare Abram a son. Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. Abram was 86 old. That's 86 years old. When Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram. Okay. Very short chapter, 16. But Ishmael, I'll do a commentary here. Ishmael is the father of, I believe, of the Arab people of today. And of course, Jacob, which would be his brother, Is it yeah. No, Isaac. Isaac and Ishmael. Isaac who are brothers. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are the forefathers of the Jewish people, while Ishmael is the father of the Arabs, and Esau, who will come later, he is the father of the Edomites, and unfortunately, the Edomites, the country is taken out, it's totally destroyed, in the latter time. We'll get to read later. So that is Genesis chapter 16. We will stop there and move on to Exodus if we need to. I don't think we do. But if I don't read Exodus, I will read Leviticus, and we will get to Deuteronomy today. So please enjoy these readings for this week, the first Sunday of November, and have a great day.